Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when this finds you. This is not going to be a long video at all. Just have a few questions that I'd like to ask, and just to get you thinking a little bit, as many of us go into our local elections this upcoming fall, winter, whatever you want to call it, and prepare for the national election in about a year and a half. Because I don't know where I got these questions from, but I've had them for quite some time. And I just came across them just reading through some stuff the other day, and I said, well, let me put these questions out there for the people that actually go participate in the vote, voting process continually. Because the first question is, why does nothing change no matter who we vote for? We keep saying, the can keeps getting kicked down the road, but why do we keep voting for people that keep kicking the can? We keep saying we need to change the people we have in office, but 87% of the time, most of the people go and vote for the incumbents once again. And, something I posted on social media, the other day, I said, the people are broken and the system is fixed. And what I meant by that is the system is what the system is. The system is working exactly how the system was designed to work. We're the ones getting broken every time we go expecting any type of meaningful change by punching a ballot. And it doesn't change, be it Democrat, be it Republican. Nothing changes. Why is that? They just keep kicking the can down the road. Now, here we are. One of the congresswoman down here, Sheila Jackson Lee, throwing her head in for mayor. She's been in Congress a good, 30 something years. And now she's just trying to make a different ship. And I think the mayor now is trying to make a run for Congress. And I asked the question some years back because he had been trying to run for mayor of Houston since the 90s. And I kept saying, why, after a couple of defeats, why would you keep trying to get into a political seat? Why not just go out to pasture, follow your career path? But now apparently he's trying to, sidestep into Congress himself or Senate or something like that. I don't really remember off the top of my head. That's why things don't change, because y'all don't kick these people out of office. The only way you're going to change this system, everybody in the country that goes to the voting booth must vote for somebody that's running against the incumbent. That's the only way it's going to change. As long as you keep going, I'm voting for the Democrat, I'm voting for the Republican. Now, it don't matter. You got to vote against the incumbent. Why does U.S. foreign policy always continue along the same trajectory, regardless of the president's party or platform? I mean, how many billions have Biden given to Ukraine? 113 so far? Yet Americans are struggling around here. You got so much hatred for Trump. Everything that's happened under Biden, if it would have happened under Trump, y'all would have been running around here saying, man, if we'd elected Biden, none of this would have been happening. But now it didn't happen under the guy you voted for. Now you ain't got nothing to say. How many billions have the United States been giving Israel over the years, regardless of which president's been in power, Republican or Democrat? Ron DeSantis just got an award from Israel. I don't remember which one it was, but there you go. But, it just doesn't make sense. What keeps our voting population split right down the middle into two political factions of equal size? Neither side ever gaining enough of a majority to democratically change society in any meaningful way. Have we improved anything? All we do is play musical chairs. Okay, let's put the Republicans in office. Nothing happens. Let's put the Democrats in office. Nothing happens. Nothing that benefits us anyway. It always seems to benefit them and their buddies, but it doesn't benefit us, the people. Then you get disgusted with, You have a Democratic majority, so we're going to rush to the polls and vote for Republicans to get the majority in the House and Senate. Nothing changed. A Republican president gets elected, has a Republican majority in House and Senate. Well, nothing happened with the majority, so let's go vote Democrats during the midterm. And it's just musical chairs all over and over again. Nothing changes. Why does our voting only seem to benefit the rich, powerful, and the war hungry? And it don't matter Democrats or Republicans. Your Democrats are rich, your Republicans are rich. The voters are poor, with the exception of their friends that they do favors for. I remember some years back when the organization asked me about running for office. I told them I want to go straight for Congress. Well, no, Brother Myron, we want you to, you don't have a name recognition right now, so we'd want you to run for, city council seat and then, maybe mayor. And I said, no, I'm not interested in being no lifer politician. Period. And I said, I'm not putting my family through that. I'm not putting my wife through that. I'm not interested in politics like that. It's all or nothing. It ain't no, I'm going to sit here and play this political game. That's the problem. We're lazy. We're lazy voters. Oh, as I've always stated before in the movie Distinguished Gentleman, the wife asks the husband, who do we always vote for? And that's all we're doing. Who do we always vote for? Oh, I always vote for Democrats. Who do we always vote for? Oh, I always vote for Republicans. Who do we always vote for? Oh, we always vote for this person or that person. That's why nothing changes. That's why things keep getting progressively worse. The organization told me, if you get donations, you're going to have to do some favors for the people that give you large donations. I said, you can't buy me. I said, donate to me because you want to see me affect some real change. Don't vote for me. I don't want people voting for me that are only looking to enhance their lifestyles, their companies at the expense of the people. And that's all we keep seeing. That's all we keep seeing. Then they told me, when, we're going to hire you a speechwriter. I don't need nobody writing my speeches. And they told me, well, you can kind of, because they've heard me speak in some environment. They said, you kind of run over people with your speech. I said, well, it came out exactly the way I meant it. And, so some time passed and I did some research and I told them, I really don't think I'm interested in politics at all. And, when I met with them that time, they said they had found a couple other guys they wanted to back and they just kind of wanted me to mentor them. But, that didn't pan out either. But if our federal government behavior never changes no matter who we elect, could it be that there are other bodies involved in government policy setting whom we didn't elect and remain in positions of influence regardless of the comings and goings of our official elected government? Why are your politicians ineffective? Why? Because somebody else is pulling their coat strings. Who gave the World Economic Forum sovereignty over the United States? Who gave the United Nations sovereignty over the United States? Who gave the World Health Organization sovereignty over United States health care? Who? But y'all keep going and voting for these people thinking they control something. They ain't controlling nothing. I told y'all political positions are nowhere in our Constitution anyway. They were put in place as a sidestep to give us the illusion that we're actually creating change. They don't answer to us. You got to find out who these folks answer to. And I'm not going to tell you. You got to go do your own research, because the more I tell you, the less you believe me. They are a private entity that answers to somebody else, and it's not the people. Could it be that everything we've been told about our country, our government, and our political processes and the entire world is just not true? I mean, look at everything going on in the world. Look at everything going on in this country. Look at everything going on in this government. Our government is a reflection of us, because we voted them there. Well, like I said, I am a cast to the vote for a Democrat or Republican, with the exception of one time when my childhood friend ran for a school board position a few years back. But that's the only time I voted since 2008 for a Democrat or Republican. So there's nobody in office that I ever casted a vote for on either side. And I sleep at night better knowing that I didn't participate in this foolishness and this garbage that we got in Washington, D.C. That's a private institution too anyway. They don't answer to us either. Why do you think nothing ever changes? Now they want to try to sit here and hide, everything Margaret Sanger, was doing to black people. And they keep trying to hide all this history. And black people sit there and want to sing her praises. We ignorant. And I was looking at a video just earlier. And, I didn't think I was going to release a video this week because, going through some issues right now. And that's why I said this one's going to be a short one. And said, one of the groups of people that Margaret Sanger wanted to eliminate were people that were considered syphilitic, with syphilis. And isn't it amazing that the United States government came up with the Tuskegee experiment that injected our black men with syphilis? We ignorant. What are the implications of the fact that our schools and our media has been feeding us lies since we were children? I mean, everything they done told us has been a lie. What forces would be responsible for keeping all of these lies flowing throughout society? What might keep a supposedly free press putting out more and more of the same lies throughout the Western world day after day, year after year, generation after generation? I mean, I'm pretty sure some of you have seen a news clip where they put like 50 to 100 different news organizations on the screen at the same time, and all of them were saying the exact same thing, exact same words, because somebody's feeding everybody the same stories with the same words and the same prompts. Is it possible that the electoral system is a sham designed to give the public the illusion of control so that they'll let the oligarchs and empire managers run the country undisturbed? I mean, see, they ain't even told y'all that Fed now is live now. The government CBDC, it's live now. You ain't saw that on the news. They study doing things in your face but behind the scenes. They throw it out there and then it disappears from the news media to keep you focused on other stories. They keeping Hunter Biden in the news. They keeping Joe Biden in the news for all the crooked stuff they done. But ain't none of these media outlets talking about Fed now. How do we enact the changes we so desperately need? I mentioned to you when I started the video. Every incumbent has voted. I don't care if you like them or not. I don't care if you think they're doing a good job or not. Every last one of them needs to be gone. Every last one of them. Even down to your school boards. School board, gone. Local politicians, gone. State politicians, gone. National politicians, gone. President, well, whatever. But you ain't going to change nothing by voting in one or two at a time. You got to vote them all out at the same time. Because ain't nothing else going to change that way. But the sad thing is, I don't think the United States voters have the mental capacity to go and do this. Because they've been so indoctrinated into a system. Okay, you don't want to vote for nobody? Everybody stay at home in the next election. You ain't sending no messages by going and vote for one person at a time. The more people bag away from the system, the more attention they get. Because, see, the more people bag away, that means the more we can communicate effectively with each other to find out what the solutions are to make things better for us. You know, you got people out there saying don't participate in the CBDC system. But how many companies are going to fall in place until you can't do business with them unless you do it with CBDC? How many of us are going to be in a position to say, okay, I just won't do business with you at all? Your politicians ain't saying nothing. But yet you think by going to the voting booth, you gonna change something. You ain't changing nothing. All voting has given us, and like I said, I voted for years, but I stopped. It gave me a feeling like I was participating in the civil process. And you wonder why they don't teach civics in school anymore. Because the people that were teaching it, you know, when I was coming through, they were total idiots anyway. They were just pawns in the system. They didn't know jack either. That's why my teacher got upset with me, because I questioned too much. She told me I needed to stop going against the system education. And we wonder why things ain't improving for us. Is because we keep putting our faith in our government God. But we say we love our Father God. But everything we do say we rely more on the government than we do our creators. And see, these idiot pastors in the pulpit and sat here and taught us Romans 13 the wrong way. Obey the government regardless of how ungodly they are, because God put them in place. That ain't what Romans 13 says. Because the Bible says, if it comes down to man's laws versus God's laws, whose laws are you supposed to abide by? If man's laws contradict God's laws, you're supposed to ignore man's laws. But y'all are so scared of government. Why are you scared of your politicians? They ain't scared of us, which is the way it's supposed to be. Why aren't they scared of us? And we sitting here thinking, well, you know, if we go to the voting booth one more time, things gonna change. Ain't nothing changed yet. How long the voting process been going on in this country? Since the late 1700s. And only thing that's happening is worse, 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 worse. 1800s. Worse, 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 worse. 1900s. Worse, 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 worse. Now we're in the 21st century. Things are getting worse, 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 worse. But y'all keep saying, let's go vote them out. What kind of nonsense is this? If it ain't worked in almost 300 years, it ain't gonna work now. The system is fixed. The people are broken.